You're on the Lineman Life YouTube channel.
Good evening, Brother Lineman. Today I want to talk to you about what I feel is the number one thing that's starting to trip up a lot of linemen. If this happens to you, it can ruin your dream of being a lineman. You know what I'm going to talk about? This is not something new. This has been going on for years and years and years. What is new about this whole situation is companies are being a whole lot more strict in their interpretation or their disciplinary action. And that thing is DUI, driving under the influence, and the use of alcohol. 10 or 15 years ago, this thing started to turn around, because before that, you could almost get away with DUI and losing your license for a period of time. You know, a lot of companies would either let you slide, they'd give you a second chance. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine, he got a DUI. Fellow lineman, he got a DUI. The company gave him another chance. He stayed out his year. They accommodated him because he could not drive a bucket truck or a line truck or any company vehicle for a whole year. He came back, got his license back, and guess what? Another DUI. Still, the company, they stood by this guy. They let him serve his time out again. He finally ended up coming back again, and he went back right to doing his normal work, his normal line work. Well, believe it or not, this guy actually got a third DUI. Now, these DUIs, they occurred over a period of about 10 years. However, we got new management in. The company I work for started not being so lenient on people that got DUIs. So this guy got pulled aside by the company, and they came to him and told him if he was convicted of this DUI, that he would be terminated from the company. So this is what this guy had to do. He had to get a lawyer. I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. Now, there's a street in the downtown old city of Charleston called Broad Street. That's where all the rich people live. We have a term. You got to get yourself a Broad Street lawyer, because if you get a Broad Street lawyer, chances are they run in circles with the judges, the prosecutors, maybe even some of the police officials. And they can probably help you out more than a lawyer that doesn't have any kind of connections. So my friend, he got him a Broad Street lawyer. He told me it cost him $50,000 for this lawyer. But guess what? That lawyer actually got his conviction overturned. So how did the lawyer do that? I've got no idea. I'm thinking, I can only imagine. Did he pay the judge off? Did he pay some of the cops off? I don't know what he did. But my friend said it cost him $50,000 and he got off. So he kept his employment with our company. That's the kind of situation you don't want to put yourself in, where you're going to be spending that type of money just to keep your job. I know of several apprentice programs. If you get a DUI while you're an apprentice, they will automatically terminate your apprenticeship. And pretty much it's over for you. It's termination. If you're already a journeyman lineman, a lot of companies have gone to not giving second chances. They're just going to terminate you for that first DUI. Because if you lose your CDL and you can't drive that bucket truck or line truck, then you can't perform your job. It's a business decision for a company. You're driving 40, 50,000 pound vehicle out here in public. It's such a liability to a company if you get in some type of accident that they would rather just get rid of somebody and get rid of the liability instead of having to deal with it. But times have changed. If you want to keep a job, you've got to stay away and do whatever you can not to drive while you've been drinking. You might have to change some friends that you hang out with. If you hang around with guys that drink every afternoon, or you hang around with guys that drink every weekend, and it puts you in situations where you're going to be driving, you might have to get rid of those friends. Sure, linemen make good money, but there are other things that come into play here. I've said it many times. This is a career. Lineman is a lifestyle. It's not a job, it's a lifestyle. The lineman lifestyle is going to spill over into your time away from work, because you can't be drinking and come in and try to perform work, and you can't be drinking and driving. It's just not going to work. We used to get away with a lot of stuff back in the old days. I guess we screwed it up for you guys coming in now. It's going to be something you have to think about. Everybody likes to drink a cold beer. But if you're going to drink, you've got to make preparations ahead of time so you don't end up driving. Because the limit is also so low now. If you're driving a commercial vehicle, I'm pretty sure it's 0.04. 0.04 is nothing. That's like one beer or 1.5 beers, and you are considered DUI as far as your CDL goes. If you're driving your personal vehicle, it's usually 0.08. But even 0.08 is not but 3 or 4 beers and you're DUI. You don't want to find yourself in that position. You don't want to find yourself and your family in that position where you could possibly lose your job over drinking and driving. Even if you don't get a DUI, excessive alcohol can ruin your career. I used to work with a fellow lineman. He was a good guy, but every afternoon he would go to the store as soon as he got off work and he'd buy some beer. Bud Light. He always liked Bud Light. He'd get ice from the office in his cooler, and he had the cooler in the back of his truck, and every day he'd stop and get beer. The next morning when he would come in, he would still smell like alcohol. He used to tell me he could drink a 24-pack every day, which is astounding to me. If I drank a 24-pack of beers at one time, I'd probably be die or in a coma or something. But for whatever reason, I guess he was used to it. He could do it. There was one time in particular, we had a call out. It's 9 o'clock at night. It was myself and this guy shows up to work. I could tell when he walked in that he was intoxicated. He was very vocal telling me, "Oh man, I'll drive. I'm like, dude, shut your mouth. Sit over there in that passenger seat and I'll take care of whatever we gotta do. So that's what he did. I made him sit in the truck. We did the call, and fortunately, I really didn't need him to help me do what I had to do. Back in those days, we looked out for each other. To me, it was selfish of him to do that, to put me in that situation. But what was I going to do at that time? So I just let it go. This reminds me of another lineman who came in the morning smelling like alcohol. The supervisor smelled it. They had him tested. He blew a .03, which is below DUI for CDL, but they sent him home for that day. I talked to him the next day, and he said he had been out to the bar until about 1 a.m. that night. So when he came in at 7 o'clock the next morning, he was still had the effects of alcohol. So why am I telling you about these guys? Because both of these guys, they're no longer with us. My man who drank the 24-pack, he had huge family problems. He got divorced. He got fired. He ended up with alcohol-related health issues, and he's no longer here. My other buddy, about a year or two after blowing that .03 at work, he got in a car accident early one morning coming home from the bar. No third chance for him. Being a lineman will give you a great lifestyle, but that lifestyle comes with responsibility on and off the job. Don't ruin your career by getting a DUI. If alcohol is interfering with your job, get some help before it's too late. Most companies have some form of anonymous program. All you got to do is call your HR department. So like the video if you found this interesting, share it if you think somebody else might, and subscribe if you want to see or hear the next one. Till next time, keep safe, and remember, you are your brother's keeper. Aloha.